and I am Dr. Espinoza. I am one of the 4 professors that is teaching this. And as I said, while we were waiting, I wanted you to think about, write down what is the purpose of a college education? Why are you taking the classes that you are? Now, for a lot of inexperienced people, totally fine. It might be somebody told me to. That's fine. But we're going to need to try to find something that's a little bit more than that. So what I'm going to do, hopefully this works, is what's called a breakout room. And let's see if I can find it. Nope, nope, nope. No, I'm not finding it. This is sad. Well, I'll just move on. It's fine. Anybody who wants to share with me, what is the purpose of college education? What do you guys think it is? What are you paying for, in other words? You can write it in the chat, or you can just blurt it out. Don't be afraid. Only I can see you. Haha. Anyone want to tell me? Does anyone want to get a job? Well, I mean, have to get a job, let's be real, if we could get away with not getting a job. Okay, prepping you for your future career and developing you as a person. Yeah, to find out what you do and what you want to do as a career, very good. Educational knowledge on the topics that pertain to your field, very good. Excellent. So yeah, so the first one, the prepping you for your future career and developing you as a person, is the one I'm keying in on. It's experience. What you are actually buying at Clemson is experience. And the professors are providing you with the opportunities to get that experience. That's kind of my best answer there. Yep, experience. Way to go, Christina there. And yep, future research in the field, future jobs, all of that. You're developing yourself as a person. So you need to engage with the materials, okay? Social and life skills, absolutely, William there. With the workplace stability, the better you are at interfacing with people, the better it is for you out in the real world. So very, very good. You guys are great. So one of my favorite quotes that I've ever seen is from Arthur Ashe, and it says, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. That's to remind me to tell you, only focus on yourself, your abilities. Each one of you is going to start at a different place. Try very hard, and this is very difficult to do. Do not compare yourself with your peers. Compare yourself to yourself. Think about your own improvement rather than, I must get this grade. I must equate myself with this grade. It's not about that. Mental health wise, think about your improvement. Think about where you are and where you need to go. And then get the skills to get there. Here's our little guy. What is 1030, 1040? It is a 2-semester sequence to introduce the biological concepts of all of biology. Not everyone is going to need to take both semesters. Some people need to take one. For example, nursing students, they only want you to take one. Other majors, they want you to take 2. So for example, computer science is wanting them to take 2 for like a general ed. Some people in this particular class, it's called an allied majors class. So science majors that aren't necessarily biological science majors, okay? We have 4 people. It's me, Dr. Espinoza. There is Dr. Nathan Redding. There is Dr. Cassandra May, Cassie May is how she wants me to say it. And there's also Dr. Sam Sparace. So if you're in Dr. Sparace's class, you can zip out his name with the proper pronunciation and you'll just look amazing. Sparace, okay? So what does it take to actually do well in Biology 1030? Hard work and organization, positive attitude, okay? Hard work. If you're in my class, you already have some idea. If you looked at that schedule, I'm gonna ask you a lot. Do not worry. You can do this. You can do this. I've only met 5, I met one last year, who could not, absolutely could not do this in all my 18 years of teaching. Most people can do this. The required text is, the cover looks like this, but it's kind of irrelevant now because you don't see that almost ever, but it's our little bird on top of the forehead of a cool giraffe. You do need an access code for the website through Canvas, and that is because all of us decided to have some of the quizzes be part of 20% of your grade. So if you decide not to do them, and that is your right, you can only get an 80% in this class. And for some of you, that's fine, but you have to get 100% on the exams. So you probably should do them. For my class, some of the quizzes are optional deadlines, not optional. You should try to do them anyway. And that's just to give you some flexibility. And other ones are absolutely for credit. Okay, if you have confusion on that, go back to the syllabus. I know it's up, I promise, very soon. Okay, and ask me questions. For this workshop, there are two things I want you to get out of this. One is to define a self-regulated learning. That is who you want to become. Self-regulated learning, you do it for yourself, particularly in this environment of online, okay? At least initially. I'm not gonna see you very often, once a week, unless you decide you wanna come more often, and I'm cool with that. But you're gonna need to do a lot more on your own. Set yourself goals. It's very easy if you're not seeing everybody on campus all the time to remember to keep doing that. So this might be a little more challenging this year than not. And again, we are here to help you. Reach out, we will help you. I also want you to see some of my suggestions on how to do that, how to schedule yourself, what you should be doing that works for the majority of people. You have got to make sure that you select what works for you, adapt it, and incorporate it for your personality. So this is kind of a systematic thing that works for most people. That's what I'm going to present you, but you're going to have to pick and choose what you're going to be. Why? Again, think back to Arthur Ashe. Start where you are. I don't know where you are, okay? And this works for everybody, and you just have to think about it. What you need for college is to learn effectively and efficiently. That's what we're going to be looking for. So what is self-regulated learning? It is the ability to plan, monitor, control, as well as evaluate your learning, okay? The hardest thing for a lot of students is knowing where they are and where they need to be. And then I hear a lot, especially after the first or second or third exam, I thought I was going to do really well. While I was taking this exam, I was like on fire. And then they actually get the grade and it's a lot lower than they want it to be, like a C, which by the way, I think is fine. Okay, that's not necessarily what you guys think, but that's what I think. It's fine. You can improve. You didn't get the 35. Okay, so there's a disconnect with what you felt before and during your exam and what you actually were able to accomplish. So we're going to be looking at that. So stages, planning, goal setting, and a realistic schedule. You all can do 15 minutes a day at least. And that is my suggestion. You may take one day off, Sunday, Saturday, or the entire weekend. But if you do that, you have to do more during the week. If you don't during the week, you got to do it during the weekend. Okay, it can and will build into Mount Everest, and let's not do that. I'm going to say this now. Some of you are going to listen, some of you aren't, but realistic scheduling. Try to think in terms of 15-minute blocks. For me, I have the attention span of a gnat. I had, while I was a freshman, a graduate student watch me while I studied because I was like, all my friends are going to the beach and playing volleyball, and I'm in my room studying forever. And he said, okay, let's see what you're doing. And he watched me for 15 minutes, and he calculated up to what I was really doing, i.e. reading, and it turned out to be 5 minutes an hour. Why? Because it made me think of something, and I'm a planner. I love my lists, and I would be, oh, I got to remember this, and all of a sudden I'm off doing my planning. So he's like, you gotta focus more. So use timers, use other things, but keep to a schedule because everyone can concentrate for at least 15 minutes. Try not to go more than 30 minutes before you give yourself a small break. You don't want to break yourself, okay? Syllabus, the schedules. For me, I lay out everything for you because that's how I am as a person. You know what you're supposed to do day to day. On the schedule, I show you readings, get the readings done. That's what I assume you're going to be able to do before you come, if you're coming to that day's class, or everything before that to that class, because we are doing hybrid, which means we're breaking you guys up into groups, and you only have to come once every third one. Your syllabus will have more of that. Monitoring, active thought. A lot of students do passive reading. or studying. They start and they just go, but they're not really thinking about it. You really need to think while you're doing stuff. A lot of it is, what do I know? What do I not know? Because you want to focus for effective and efficient studying what I don't know. Evaluating, that is the key. Evaluating is comparing past and present performances. Think about what the majority of your grade is going to be. 80% are going to be exams. Okay? What do you got to do in an exam? You got to answer questions, meaning you got to recognize the question first, and then you got to find the answer from your mind. No notes, no books, no help. If you practice that and fail at it when it doesn't count, you can do it on the exam, no problem. So again, quizzes and exams. Quizzes, that's where you want to fail. Okay, that's where you want to make your mistakes. Why? Most of us have set it up so the quizzes, you get 2 chances. Okay? Exams, you don't get 2 chances. You don't get feedback. So remember that difference. Okay? Just because you do well, score well on the quizzes, make sure you're thinking about, all right, in an exam, I have to see the question and answer the question with no feedback. The first time I see the question, did I read it right? Did I get it right? And then fix it, okay? So focus on improvement again, not scores. Your score is not you. Just remember that. What happens in biology 1030 is not the defining thing of your life. So, excuse me for a second. The way that we think about our jobs, or at least I do, is I'm your coach, I'm your encourager, I'm the one who sets goals for you. So for example, I'm the one who sets the bar here, and you reach for it, jump over it, and either you fail or you don't. Okay, we're talking Yoda land here. So your job is to actually learn the skills that you need to get over the bar here. So this is someone doing a pole vault. And I set the standard, you aim for it, and some of you are going to make it, some of you are going to crash into the pole, and some of you are going to wander around with a pole in your hand not knowing what you're doing. You're going to walk under it and just kind of wander around. It's okay. That can be fixed. It's a skill. Learning is a skill. Practicing is the way you get better at it. So your goal is not to be like this little dude with the little mess on top of his head during a test, okay? You want to get the information out. So you got to get the information in, and then you got to practice getting it out. Practice is the only way. A lot of students do things together. That's not a problem. However, if you're studying with someone who either already knows it from past experience or is just quicker than you picking it up and has done the studying before you, and you study with them, you might turn into a bobblehead. And you'll be like, oh yeah, oh, that makes sense. Got it. If you watch Khan Academy videos, if you watch my videos, if you read the book, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I got it. You see what my head's doing? Bobblehead. You do not want to be a bobblehead. You want to be the one explaining it. There is a difference. And that is where a lot of that disconnect that I talked about, where you think you are and where you really are. The only way to tell where you really are is practice what you need to do, which is get it out in a test format. So when you're doing the quiz, when you're doing, if you have study guide questions, do it as a test. Make sure you think, can I pull this out on my own? Yes or no. That's going to take a little time to learn if you haven't done it before. So practice. All right, so primary study tip. You do not want to be passive. These are little birds. You don't want to be birds. You're not just sitting there going, oh, knowledge, come to me. Okay, that's not how it works. You have to go after it. So info out. Active practice answering questions from your memory is the key. Most of my students will recognize these after a while. They're the study guides. They are questions, like for example, what is a phylogeny? Right now, yes or no, thumbs up. I need everyone to do this for me. React. Can you tell me what a phylogeny is with confidence and depth? Can you do it? It's okay if you say no. Can anyone do that for me? That's fine. They don't have that reaction, I do want to say. It's fine. Why? You haven't studied yet, okay? So you now know you're going to be seeing that. You're going to learn that. Lecture 3, okay? However, when you do quizzes and when you do study guides, study first. 15 minutes at least. Look over your notes. Look over anything that you took while you're reading, okay? And then try them. Don't look it up. Do not look it up. That's 5th grade level work. And if you just move information from over here to over here, it's not going through your head. You need to be able to process it. So when you look at this, what is a phylogeny? Part of it is, do you recognize why I'm asking that question? It's because it is one thing to describe diversity to you and who's related to whom. I know that because I studied this, okay? And then, well, why does she want me to know that? It's because it's one of the skills you need to have the historical context of biology in your mind, okay? And then when you read the question about it, you're like, ooh, that's the part that she wants me to know. She wants me to know how to read it. So if I tell you who's most closely related to birds, that's extant now. If you know, tell me. If you don't, it's fine, okay? And I'll have a diagram for you, and you'll just be like, bam, it's crocodiles, okay? So don't panic, prepare instead. The key to doing well is honest self-evaluation. I need you guys to think in terms of Yoda, okay? His famous line, Empire Strikes Back, yes, I am a nerd, okay? Full-on nerd. Try is not in your vocabulary, okay? And that isn't the quote. I know that's not the quote, okay? It's do or do not. There is no try, okay? So when you're doing the quizzes, did you do it or didn't you? You have to be honest with yourself. That will give you a true idea. Are you ready or are you not? 70% of your time should be spent getting it out on the quizzes, on the actual study guides, not reading, not watching videos, okay? You got to get through those, no question. You should do the reading. You should watch those videos. We put them out there for you so you can experience more than one way. Then, a little bit more experience, review, 15 minutes, then try. 70% of your time trying to get it out. Quizzes, answering questions. Grades, time spent does not equal exam grade. There is so many times when you're doing things, just reading, just answering questions, just getting it done, but your mind is off and passive. And you will spend hours on it. I had one person who rewrote her notes 6 times, organizing it beautifully, and she never could get more than a D, okay? Lots of time spent, 0 of it. Well, that's not 0, okay, 60% she got out on the exam. So think about it, okay? I will help you with that if you're in my class, and even if you're not, email me and we can talk one-on-one or in a group, however you want to do it. Because, you know, some people are scared of me. I don't know why. I'm a nice person. Time scheduling, when you do it, is actually more important than if. I know you can do this. If is not the issue. You guys are all very intelligent, very, very smart. Okay, you're here, you're in Clemson. You can do this when you learn. Okay, so I have suggestions. 60 to 70% of your learning should be from your reading. Okay, I will show you how to pre-read to get you to the point where your reading is short, fast, and efficient. Yes, you should do the reading. During the lecture portions of this, again in my class, the videos, 10%, 15% is the rest of the story gets pulled out. And then those are the details. You should do the reading, so when you're watching the videos, you're not scrambling to hear everything. You're just focusing on review and the details. Yes, the lecture should be a review. The remaining 15 to 30%, wherever you are, because some weeks are not the same as others, during the review within 24 hours of the day that it's due in my class, or whenever you finish, then you want to do the thing you should be doing in college, synthesis and connections. If I say, and I want you guys to do this, if you have your little piece of paper and you can use the chat, I don't mind. If I say ATP to you, what is the first thing that pops in your head? And again, Eric pointed out, if you have questions, stop me. Okay, this is for you, not for me. So ATP, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Yep, adenosine triphosphate, whoop, whoop, whoop. Good. No one said mitochondria, but that's okay. So you guys got that, right? It made you think of something. When I say energy, does anyone have something that goes beyond energy? What about energy? For example, where do you find it in ATP? You guys got it? You will in a few minutes, or Unit 2. Anyone? Bonds! Yes! You guys are awesome. Do you guys know which bond? Anyone? 3, Right. Third bond. Very good. This is what I mean by synthesis and connections. It's not magical. It's not rocket science. It is just, if this reminds you of something, make the connection. Adenosine triphosphate. What is that? Did anyone go to nucleotide? Nucleoside, really, but that's all right, right? Did you know that it has adenine? Ooh, DNA. Ooh, RNA, right? That's the kind of thing you want to do. Very good. The lone pair on the phosphorus. Yeah, last pair. I think I'd call it that. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it's making ATP. Do you see all those connections that I did? Right? What you do when you're doing the questions is you have a mental map go bam. You read the question, you see the purpose of the question, and you grab the portion of that mental map that you need to answer the question. That's what I need you guys to do. E-textbook. Hang on just a second. Correct. Greer Brown, if you're in my class, I've asked you guys to put that into a link for me. I am going to be passing that, if you're not in my class, I am going to be passing that link that we are sending to Pearson. They are looking into it. It seems to be that the code, if you bought it from the bookstore, is not allowing you to access it. You bought it, you should get it, but something's going wrong. They're going to fix it. Okay? Does that work? Hopefully. And for any of you who have come in a little bit later, I will be sending that link. It's just a Google form. I need your name, your email, what is going on, and if you have it, your receipt number, or order ID, something like that. Again, we're just going to want to bombard them and say, you guys got to fix this. So that's what we're going with that one. All right, so back to this. So you do your 24-hour review. This 24-hour review. Okay, after you do everything, you sit down, you think about it, then you get to your study guides. That will change your life. That is where you go from C-level work to A-level work. Okay, review, review, review. Learn hard and review. Now, some of you are going to be like, well, Dr. E, the exam's 3 weeks after we start. I'm going to forget it. No, you won't. Okay, if you do a slight review at the very beginning of your 15 minutes, look back, what did we just do? And then start on the newer stuff to review, it will stay fresh. And also, you want to get everything learned about 4 days before the exam. So all you're doing those last days is review, review, review. What you're doing is figuring out, what do I know? What's easy for me? What is the difficult part? And you're identifying that. So while you review, you know exactly where to go. Let's say you can never remember, like me, what's the difference between monoecious and dioecious, plants. I got to look that up every single time. And I've been doing this for 11 years. Well, 18. But I know right before the exam, I got to get that in my head. Okay, so what do I know? What do I not know? Start immediately with the reading. So 100% learned about 48 hours of the reading assignment as indicated on the syllabus. That is my best advice for you all. And again, the last few days before the exam, review only. No learning. Please think about this. What's the difference between learning and our review? Okay. All right, getting the most out of lecture. Don't walk into lecture cold, meaning don't just start without reading. Okay, read the textbook assignments. Pre-reading, I'll show you that, is to get the scope of what you need to be covered. What do you already know? What do you need to get? Other resources, remember to review your previous notes for 2 to 5 minutes. Look at, oh, right, what did I have trouble with this last time? Oh, right, okay. How does this going to connect? You cannot make those connections unless you remember what you did before. Vocabulary, very important. There's online material. There are flashcards already made for you in Mastering Biology. Use those, okay? Should you make flashcards? They are comforting. Oh, are they comforting? They're not wrong. They're not bad. You're not evil if you make flashcards. However, they might not be the most efficient for you because you're going to spend a lot of time on them. Take handwritten notes. Keep yourself engaged, okay? Writing with a pencil, pen, whatever, is different than typing. I'm not saying don't do the typing. It's up to you, but try a couple of these things. And yeah, you might have to change your study habits a couple times during the semester. Ask questions, be an active participant. When I say smile, smile. When I say jump, jump, just for the heck of it, okay? Trust me, the more you can engage, the better it is for y'all. I'm a very nice person. Contact me. Even though I said I got 200 emails yesterday, I tried to answer as many as I could, and I think I got everybody. If I made a mistake, email me again. It's fine. Okay, I don't mind because I'd rather like honestly just chat with you, but can't always do that. So pre-reading, what is it? Okay, to prepare for the lecture, in the very least, just do this. Think about what you know and what you don't know. Focus on, again, what you don't know. That is the key to effective and efficient studying. Order the readings. This is the pre-reading. Review previous lecture notes and the new PowerPoint. Those are the slides. I'm giving you the slides. Dr. Sparace might be giving you the slides. I don't know about Dr. May or Dr. Redding. They might be doing something a little different. And again, that is to remember the connections you've already made and prepare yourself to make the connections with the new material. Start with the chapter title and the big ideas. Okay, and I'll show you what that is. There's a roadmap at the beginning of the chapter. Then, this is not intuitive. Go to the end of the chapter, the review, and think your way through it. Basically, pre-reading is thinking your way through it. What do I know? What do I not know? What do I need to get out of the reading? Section headings and figure legends first before you start with reading. Use the visuals to see how much you can learn, because some of you might be visual learners, not word learners. That's me, okay? I do all the reading though, and I always did, but the visuals really helped. Can you make sense of it first on your own? That's the best. And then do the word for a reading. What happens for a lot of students, they walk into my classroom and say, I'm having trouble. I was like, do you do the reading? Yes, I do the reading. And I say, okay, show me how you read. And they're like, I know how to read. Okay. And they show me that they start at word one and just go through like it's a novel. This is a textbook, not a novel. There's a huge difference. For me, I ain't gonna lie, textbook reading is deadly. Okay, it's not my favorite thing in the world. However, all the ideas that are in it are fabulous. I love that part. Okay, so has everyone got this? And if you want it, I will have Victoria White, who is the person responsible for Jumpstart. I'll have her send this to you. If you want that, let me know, let Eric know, okay? And we will send it to you. All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate. So pre-reading, let's see what time it is there, it's on. Okay, here is chapter 6. How cells harvest chemical energy, okay? Now what I want you guys to do, and if you want to pop in on audio, go for it. It's just gonna be a noisy mess, and that's fine. Again, I'm sorry, I cannot get us into the breakout rooms. I think I forgot to put some sort of setting on there. But what do you know about this? What's the name of it? What chemicals are they talking about? Where does it start? What's its name?
With the breakout rooms, if you click the more button at the bottom,
Yeah, I did that.
and then you click, oh,
Yeah, it says chat, pause recording, stop recording, meeting info, enable annotation, show names of annotation, hide video panel, floating meetings, optimize screen, and leave meeting. Usually it's there, so I'm like, what? That's why I'm like, what? I practiced too. I'm so upset.
option on my computer. Do you want me to do it?
See if you can. See if you can.
It says assign 47 participants to how many?
You know what happened? You joined first, so you are the host.
Uh,
Oh, you stole my power. That's what happened. That's fine. Yeah, please do.
How many breakout rooms do you want to do?
I don't know how many people we have. Let's see. 47. Let's do 4 people in a room. When he does this, just jump in and he will call you back pretty soon. And what I want you guys to do is just for 2 minutes, maybe talk about what do you know about how cells harvest chemical energy. Tell each other what your names are. Show yourselves, please. These are people you're going to be with, and they're awesome. So go ahead and start it, Eric.
They are all in breakout rooms.
Okay, I get to join one.
Wow.
All right. Hi, guys. How'd you do? Okay, we're going to wait for more people to come back. I don't know how many people we have. So how many people feel like they need to do the reading? Yeah, a lot. Okay. So as we are waiting for people to come back, that's what I want you to do. So just reading the title, you guys have an idea of assessing yourself. Do I know a lot? Do I not know a lot? Then, Then you go to the big ideas. This is going to look different in your book because I didn't bother reading it, but it's cellular respiration, aerobic harvesting of energy. Cellular respiration oxidizes. Do you know what oxidize means? I heard of it, but I don't remember. Something about gaining or losing electrons, oil rigs, so blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I mean? If you don't know what oxidizing means, you have got to pick that up from the reading. I don't expect you to know it right away, but then you have it. And then you have ATP. Hey, we just figured out ATP. We're good. Cellular work. And that word takes me to Hamilton, which I'm obsessed with. And I just have work going. So connections, any connections, make sure that they're there. So those are the big ideas. Then you need to go to, and this is the chapter review. And we're looking at glycolysis, harvest energy, blah, blah, blah. And you go through it again. Do you know what glycolysis is? Oh, wait, there's a figure up here. Oh, it's right there. It's in the cytosol. I haven't read anything. And in 2 minutes, you probably learned more than all the reading for as if it were a novel. Do you guys see what I'm asking you to do? What do I know? What can I get just with minimal reading? Because I'm going to be honest with you, you may not be able to do every single word for word reading in your entire career. Save that for literature classes, because sometimes those are more interesting. All right, so then you actually go to the figure legend here, and I'm actually looking at the citric acid cycle. And if you've seen this before, it's like, oh, there are substrates, there are these little swooshy things, they might be important. CO2, oh, that's breathing out. Whew. Okay, so think about those. Reading all this stuff, what can you get out of it yourself? Again, you haven't done any reading whatsoever yet. Okay. Module title up here, after pyruvate is oxidized. Ooh, there's that oxidized again. What the heck does that mean? And then the citric acid cycle completes something. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so then you're saying, oh, that's kind of cool. You're ready to read. Now your brain is ready to accept the information that you know what it is. I've heard of the citric acid cycle before. I know it's in the mitochondrion, but I don't know all the steps. I wonder if she's going to want me to learn all the steps. The answer is yes. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. That's how you prepare for it. Memorization strategies, there are fail-fix cycles. Make sure I'm doing all right. Fail-fix cycles are, again, I want you to fail. Did you hear that? Your parents are in the background going, what? I want you to fail. I want you to practice failing and being okay with it. What I don't want you to do is practice failing on the exam. Fail when it doesn't count. Fail when it doesn't count. Do the experience enough. Fail-fix cycles are where you're going to learn the memorization. Memorization should only take you 2 minutes. Okay, well, 15 minutes. So let's say, and I do want you guys to do this, I want you to learn the substrate to the citric acid cycle. Most of you will be like, okay, when I have a lot of time, I'll do it. No, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to be like, okay, I need to start. I want you guys to look at this. I'm going to time you for 1 minute. Look at that list. Try to memorize it. Spelling and order count. Okay. I don't know if that was 30 seconds, but it seems like it. Now what I want you guys to do, I'm going to go back and I want you on a piece of paper, write it down. Okay. And if you don't have a piece of paper, just think it through with your head. It's fine. Okay. Try to get the order and try to get the spelling correctly. When you're done, raise your hand. And you guys who aren't visible, you can raise your hands using the emoji thingies on the participants window. They're at the very bottom. Ooh, I don't have one. All right, how did you guys do? Let's find out. Grade yourself, okay? The first time through, usually you're gonna tank and it's fine. You might get 30% correct. If you get more, fabulous. But the first time through, you are gonna tank. But this is where the learning happens because none of you like to fail. All right. Let me get to the chat. Let me see. Bowen has a question. Do you have a site that has tests you can try, or is it Fail-Fix Cycle explaining the concepts to yourself? Fail-Fix is explaining the concepts to yourself. And yes, the quizzes on Mastering Biology are the tests, basically. Okay? Sort of. They're not necessarily the questions, but they're very similar. Correct. Those flashcards, Bowen, am I saying that right? I think I am. I can't focus. I'm sorry. There you are. Yeah, the quizzes, study guides, that's exactly what you need to be doing. Okay. And someone said they were gonna say cellular respiration, but they didn't. Yes. Don't be afraid. Fail spectacularly if you're gonna fail. You might as well just go, woo, I'm gonna fail. Okay. So how'd you guys do? Pretty good? All right. Now I want you to flip the page over and try it again. Fail-fix cycles, it usually takes me 3 to get it perfect. That's me. And when you see something like, oh, say 18 hormones in a row, know that you have to learn 18 and start right away. It seriously will not take you longer than 15 minutes or less because you guys are young, spry, and amazing. All right, I want to see how many people feel like they did much better this time. Good, good. Did you get hundreds yet? Check it. The one that throws me is, I love saying alpha ketoglutarate, so that's fine. Oxaloacetate's my favorite, so that's fine. It's the fumarate, actually, that I never remember where it is. So that's the self-assessment I want you guys to be doing, okay? If you do it 3 times in a row, you're gonna get perfect. or you at least you're going to start practicing to get to that. Any memorization you do should not take hours. You should not put it off. Fail, fix, cycle. As soon as you fail, your brain changes. Same thing with studying. That 15 minutes of studying before you try your study guides. Try, fail. You have probably been in exams where you're like, oh, in the first 30 seconds, I did not study well enough. Oh, well, here we go. Okay. Again, use the study guides for that. That will help. All right. You guys can relax now, okay? Getting the most out of lecture, after each lecture, review it within 48 hours, or 24 hours, pardon me. Don't put it off. Watch them, give yourself a break, either later that night or the morning after. 15 minutes is beautiful. Just review what you studied before. Look over your notes super quick. It's all good. Identify the purpose of each slide. If I show you slides, look at each slide and say, why is she showing me this? What's important? Is it important? Like that person who was jumping over the pole, was that important? Why did she show me that? Oh, right. She sets the standard and I go for it. But I'm the one who has to do the skills. And this is skills, and by gosh, practicing helps. Connect the new facts and concepts with everything that we've done before. Do not isolate the facts. Let me repeat that. That's important. Do not isolate the facts. Just because we learned something in lecture 1 doesn't mean you're not going to use it in lecture 37. Okay? So, and it doesn't mean you're not going to use it for the rest of your life, depending where you're going. Link the ideas together. That's what I mean by synthesis. Again, nothing magical. Just, ooh, this makes me think that. And everybody's mental map is going to be different. Okay? And I will help you with that if you need help. The topics always build on previous ones. That's why you should not get behind. This time around, because it is online, it's going to be more on your shoulders than ours, okay? Usually we have a rhythm with our lectures. You're going to see it every other day. You're not doing that this time. It has to be coming from you. That's where it's going to be a little different. Why try to get those lectures linked? That's the goal of the college education. That's the experience. What you're really doing is training your mind to rapidly pick up and synthesize lots of information. It's a skill. This is the skill that will translate to any job, to any class. And that is what you're trying to get out of being at college, okay? So identify whatever gaps you have all the time from the very first moment you start studying until right before the exam. What do I know? What do I need to get? And it should shrink as you go. And it might be, hey, I know nothing. But then when you do the reading, you're going to know something. All right, this is a PowerPoint, or sorry, a question I would like you to do. I'm doing a polling. I'm going to add a question here. Hopefully this works. And save and launch. Come on. Question. Okay, what can you guys see? Can you guys still see the question? Assignment deadlines? Okay. I'm going to launch a poll. Go ahead and answer. Can you guys see the poll? Yes, excellent. These aren't graded, just so you know. And if you're in my class, get used to it. We'll be doing this a lot. And go ahead and finish up. It's been 30 seconds. If you haven't answered, go ahead and answer. It doesn't matter which one you do. All right, very good. And I'm going to end the poll. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. You guys got it. Yes, look at them as soon as you can. Okay. Some people, yes, answered the night before they're due. Woo! You may do that if you want to, but wow, you might be scrambling. All right, so don't panic, prepare instead. The key to doing well is honest self-evaluation. Most important, do your own work, okay? You are the one who is acquiring knowledge. Do not borrow it or try to borrow it from someone. You can't, okay? If you're gonna study with people, do the work yourself, then get together to review. Learn first, review next. Reviewing with people is fabulous. because they might be looking at things a little bit differently than you do. This is where the learning happens. Learning is yours. Teaching is mine. Experience is yours. I set the opportunities. You do it or you don't. Yoda. Okay? Take advantage of the opportunities to expand your mind. Improvement. That's what we need. Okay? We set up the opportunities. Your responsibility. You're responsible for doing it. Do not be passive. Do not expect someone to give you anything. You have to be active. Take it. Okay? Especially in this world. It's all different now. Self-evaluation, attempt the questions, and focus on your improvement. What I want you to do right now is pick one of the following questions to answer for yourself. Think back of everything that we did and think of any questions you might have. And if you want to pop those into the chat, you also can do that. The more you engage with me and your fellow students, the better. Good. Pre-reading. Yes, I love the Yoda quote too. Study tips, awesome. Yes, time management. Wow, that's the hardest one. And if you're on the college campus, everyone's kind of doing the same sorts of things. And I will be there all the time. This time, not so much, unless you decide to. If you guys decide to join me every day, woof, go for it, but it's all good. All right, you guys are doing good. Fail, fix cycle. Trust me, failing is the best friend you're ever going to have, except on exams. Let's not do that. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, well, honestly, that is what I have for you. Yes, go Tigers. Very good. And thank you for attending. Surveys coming. Awesome. So on our quizzes test, how much of the test is based on the readings and how much is based on expletive? I don't know because I don't think of that when I am writing them. Okay, I am looking, if you're in my class, study guides will tell you what I want you to know. And that is where you're going to do it. Honestly, I do not want you to be studying just for the exams. I did not say don't study for the exams. That's not what I said. Don't just focus on your exams. Don't just focus on your scores. Focus on your learning, okay? And the exams will follow, okay? If you do what I ask, and if you give yourself enough time to review, not learn right before the exam, you will make it, no problem, okay? So all of it is. What you're gonna see, Bowen, is that it's a lot of the same stuff. So there's no real dichotomy. If you're asking, should I read? Yes, yes, you should read, unless you already have a PhD in biology, okay? Let's be real. Let's see, there's a lot of questions coming here. Saying thank you. Handwritten notes, whoops, sorry, it's kind of disappearing on me. So Grace Wilson asked, handwritten notes, should I do it while I'm reading or during the lecture or both? That is a personal thing. That is kind of up to you guys, okay? So for the reading, be careful, because if you're just recopying the book, are you getting out what you need? Okay, the way you test that is the daily homework quizzes. Okay, can you do it without looking it up? You're good. If not, you might be spending too much time. Think about time. How much time should you spend outside of class? Generally, it was 2 hours for every hour you were in class. Okay, that is not per week. That's 6 hours outside of class per week at a minimum, and that's going to be different from everybody. Okay. So that one, if you feel like you need to do that writing, it might be that you're trying to comfort yourself that you're doing something, but that's okay at first. What I would recommend, if you feel shaky on your studying, look at the questions first. Look at the study guide first. See what I'm asking you to get out first, and then start the reading, et cetera, et cetera. That's fine. I want you to flip that by the end of the class, because you're going to be losing out the ability to assess as well if you do the study guide. Read the study guide first, don't do it first, okay? And do not do it at the same time that you're reading. Do not do that. That is just maneuvering material from one to another. That is just 5th grade work. We're not doing that, okay? Let's see. Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm so excited for this semester to finally start. I've like been missing seeing students. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Let me see if I have anything else. Yes, good luck and have a good semester. And I will see you guys later. Bye. You guys can head out if you need to.